But let's get to a different team in our division, Ethan. The Dallas Mavericks that we'll be matching up with this Wednesday in San Antonio. Victor Wembanyama's regular season debut, the
Mm.
Spurs season opener. I mean, this thing's going to be sold out. The Spurs fans are going to be rowdy. This is going to be like a coronation.
Yeah, it's gonna be an event that I wish I could go to, Jude. I wish I could go
Me
to.
too.
And I'm gonna predict right now before we even get into the details, Spurs dub.
Ooh. I feel it too. I mean, I'm not like, like 100% confident in it, but I feel like we're just gonna, like, regardless of like the Mavs may end up having a better record than us, but I think just this opening night, it's gonna be, it's just gonna be rowdy. All the vibes are gonna be going crazy. Wemby's gonna
Mhm.
make a bunch of plays, and the other thing about Wemby, you know. And I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer when I say this, but think about last season, Ethan. Remember how at the beginning of the year we started like 6-2 or something?
Yeah.
Like we kind of came out surprising people.
Yes.
I think that Wemby, I don't think that he's ever going to be completely locked or anything. Like he's not going to be shut down. But I think that in these first 2 weeks of the season or so, or the first round of games that we play against people, he might be able to take advantage of things more because teams don't have a game plan for him yet.
Mhm.
So I guess what I'm getting at there is I think it might even be more likely for us to catch some of these teams off guard early and beat them early in the season before they really get a game plan together. Not saying that that's necessarily going to completely stop it, because I just don't know how much you can do when he's as big as he is and is as skilled as he is. But I definitely think there's going to be some things around the league that try to slow him down. So I agree with your sentiment, and I think there's good reason for it.
The energy is on our side. There's zero mental fatigue right now. Defensive intensity is at an all-time high since Tim Duncan's era. Like we are trying to get after guys. Pop wants to win, I'm sure. But you said it earlier. I think Jeremy Sohan being in the starting lineup at point guard, guarding Luka Doncic, Devin Vassell guarding Kyrie Irving. That's going to be a matchup to watch, and this is going to be a real test of our defensive intensity and whether or not this lineup is going to work. Because this is what, like you
Yeah.
said, it was made to do, was guard teams like the Dallas Mavericks. And on the other side of things, I think Dallas just right now they have a little bit too much of a learning curve going into this season. They have new guys in the starting lineup: Derek Lively, the rookie, is starting at
Right.
center, and Grant Williams starting at the 4 spot. So they'll have some things to figure out there. That'll be an exciting matchup too. I think
Yep.
Keldon and Grant might be matched up together, and
Yeah.
Keldon has a history with riding Grant Williams' back. Um,
I think that might be Wemby this game, bro.
it could be the Dallas Mavericks.
I'm not
They
trying to
have
be too cocky. They could definitely beat us.
they could, if Luka goes for 50, they're gonna win, like, for
Right.
sure, and they
Right.
have that capability. So does
Kyrie as
Kyrie
well.
Irving,
And we
uh,
know how he plays in the AT&T Center.
but they have 0 guys over 6'11" on their team. I'm pretty sure. Like Derek Lively's like 6'11", maybe 7 foot,
Other
and then
than him.
Dwight Powell
Right.
six
What
seven.
was their biggest weakness last year, Ethan?
Size. They had no rim protection, and now we're all of a sudden we have Zach Collins, who's a
Which
capable
is,
post player, and we have Victor Wembanyama, who's 7'4", 7'5".
it's
So
like a different Zach too.
yeah,
I
Zach's going.
mean,
I think he might be like the first guy we go to, honestly.
mhm. Yeah. So there are two technically game time decisions on the injury report. I did check. I think one of them is definitely going to play, and then the other maybe might not play, but I think probably both of them will. Luka Doncic and Jaden Hardy are both game time decisions. That's what they're listed on the injury report. The one that's definitely is Luka, and then I mean maybe they would hold out Jaden Hardy, but for this game they're definitely going to play Luka. I feel like they're probably going to play everybody,
Yeah,
and I kind of do hope that they play Jaden Hardy because I kind of like him. He
I like
didn't
him too.
he didn't pop out the way he was expected to for Ignite, but has G League experience and has really developed nicely. And I would like to see him in Malachi matchup because they're both 20-year-old combo guards, or Trey too. They're just kind of comparable players, but really I'd like to see him in Malachi matchup just because they're like the same age, and I think that would be a good just young shooting guard duel.
Yeah, he's a very talented dude. I live in Dallas. Obviously, everyone here is hyped on him. They think he's like six man of the year type candidacy, breakout year for him.
He was supposed to be like going into his year in Ignite. He was
Yeah,
supposed to be like a top 5 pick. Like I said, it didn't work out, but he had a lot of potential. And from what I saw last year, I could see that 6 man of the year role for him and like, kind of just becoming like I'm not saying, of course, as a Spurs fan, the first thing that comes to my mind is Manu. I'm not trying to say he's going to be Manu, but what I mean is a 6-man guard who scores a lot of points.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a better comparison because it's not Manu. Like
Yeah.
he's just a different type of
Jamal
player. But
Crawford.
that's a solid one. Jamal
Maybe,
Crawford.
obviously Jamal Crawford's bigger than Homeboy, but you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
for
Shooting,
sure.
scoring guard. But other than that, Ethan, for this Mavericks game, what concerns you the most, other than just Luka being Luka?
Um, what concerns me the most, honestly, is us not showing up. The hype being too much, and Wemby shoots 3 for 16. Devin can't buy a 3-point shot. Keldon's missing in action. That's what scares me the most.
Interesting. I'm not as worried about that. What I'm more worried about, and this is something Pop has talked about, and we've kind of seen it a little bit in the preseason, is playing a 4-quarter game. Like us
Oh,
coming out just on fire,
it's a great
and
one.
then all of a sudden in the third quarter, we're down by like 7 after they've hit a
Hmm.
barrage of threes. I mean, dude, I'm thinking about the Mavericks, and it's like you've got Luka, you've got Kyrie, Josh Green is another
Hmm.
name. He just got an extension today. But taking advantage of the interior, because I think we're just going to have to match them shot for shot on the perimeter. Like not completely, but like Devin and Keldon are going to have to hit their threes. Malachi, whoever, they're going to have to compete with the volume of Luka and Kyrie. But
Hmm.
otherwise, I think we can really take advantage is obviously I think Derek Lively down the line is really going to solve a lot of the Mavericks' problems. But
Yes,
in game one as a rookie, I think Zach and Wemby need to like let him know, hey, we're gonna like him and Grant Williams, like we're gonna dominate this front court all night because we're bigger and stronger than you, and
for sure.
longer.
That has to be the game plan, and that's what Dallas is preparing for. I don't know if I told you this, but
You did.
all week they had God Sham God is one of their assistant coaches. He's had like arm extensions on to emulate Wemby's wingspan, and they've just been trying to finish around these arm extensions. And
Yeah.
so far, they haven't been able to do so, Jude.
Ooh. Interesting.
So I mean, obviously Luke is going to do his
Right.
thing, but everybody else has struggled a little bit.
That's another thing I'm excited to see. We're probably going to see some Luka Wemby
One on
one-on-ones
one.
just because of the European connection, because
Hmm.
those are probably, I mean, yeah, other than I know that Luka didn't go number one, but the point is when it comes to guys coming out of Europe, I mean, before what? Who was the last guy before Luka that was like a number one type player coming from Europe?
Type player or guy that just got taken.
Yeah, see, exactly. Just that just got taken. I think is the last one. Was it Kirilenko?
No, Andre
No,
Bargnani.
Bariani. That's what I was thinking, not
And if you
Kirilenko.
want to count Anthony Bennett, but he's quick Canadian,
Right.
and we don't really talk about Anthony Bennett
No, we don't.
or
I think
Andrew
they,
Wiggins.
I think the Cavs try to forget that too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Cat is technically Dominican Republican,
But
but
he's not European. Yeah,
no, he's not.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't count him.
I
Oh,
think
Kristaps
those.
Porzingis, but he was like
Oh, there you go.
4.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And Rubio is a free agent,
He was
right?
drafted at 6, I think,
Okay, no,
because
you're
it
right.
was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
him. It went him, Ricky, or something Flynn, and then Steph Curry.
Gotcha.
The Timberwolves took 2 point guards
That's
back to
right.
back before
Oh,
Steph.
I forget about how many people were taking over Steph, but Steph was kind of the thing is though at that time even
For sure,
it really
for
wasn't
sure.
that crazy. But looking
But
back on it,
it's Ricky Rubio, Johnny Flynn, and Johnny Flynn played I think 2 years, and then he was out.
yeah.
That's so sad. Oh no.
But there's definitely going to be some European smoke, if you
Yes.
will, in the building with Wemby and Luca. They're gonna both of them are gonna go at each other, just because of that connection, if you will. I know they're from different countries, but you get what I'm saying. I'm sure. I wonder if they've actually met in like any FIBA games or anything like that. But regardless,
Maybe. You know
it'll be
what?
a fun one.
My last point. I'm gonna do a call out, or not a call out. A fuck. Excuse, almost said the F
You're
word.
good. You're good.
I'm gonna do a what do you call it? What the hell do you call it, Jude? When you're guessing that something's gonna happen.
A prediction.
I'm gonna do a prediction. God, I'm so dumb.
You're
Prediction.
good.
A hot take here.
Okay.
Doug McDermott hits 5 threes
Ooh.
and goes off.
Very interesting. See, I can believe that because the attention's going to be on everybody else.
Exactly. Boy's gonna go crazy, and everyone's gonna go, "When did they get Doug McDermott?"
He's been here for like 2 years.
He's still playing? That's literally what everyone on Twitter is gonna say.
He's only 31?
This dude's ancient, yeah.
Why does he look younger and faster?
Literally.
That's how I
Slender.
felt when we first got him.
He looks way better now than when
You
he
know,
was drafted.
did you see the flashbacks they did
Yes, I
today?
did.
That's exactly what I thought, bro. Doug upgraded, man, out of all of them. Like
Yeah, for real.
he had like the longest length out of anyone they posted. Like he was was the most veteran guy on the team,
Mhm.
and he was the one who had the biggest upgrade. It was so funny. His hairline. Hey, look, no hate to Doug. He was a hooper at Creighton, but my boy is upgraded. Is what I'm trying to say. He's aged well.
For sure. I got one question for you, Jude.
Yes.
Who comes off the bench? Oh, wait, actually? Never mind. This question's dumb because Trey Jones is coming off the bench. I was going to ask you who plays, Blake Wesley or Devontae Graham, but neither of them are going to play.
Yeah, and I don't think that the bench lineup's really going to be that disputed either. I think it's going to be Trey, Malachi, Doug, Shetty, Bassey.
For sure. Unless Dom Barlow returns to just dismantle Dallas.
Dom Barlow returns with 40 and 40 this time.
Giving nightmares to my boy Dwight Powell.
Oh,